Hey, it's hot right here. You're probably wondering why I have this screw in my mouth. Let me show you. A friend of mine got with me and wanted me to do a furniture repair. And I'm not gonna teach you how to do the repair, but I want to show you what I see and how people butcher furniture. Now, this is no reflection on the person who asked me to fix it, because they didn't do this, but somebody else did. We don't know who. But anyway. So as you can see, we have a table here. It's flipped upside down. And the legs are supposed to look like that, but they're gone. Well, there's one of them right there, okay? So this is a pretty design, but it's not that strong. So, oftentimes you have to sacrifice function for form, the functionality of it. So anyway, look at the mess of the glue that they left on here. That has to be cleaned off, because glue in a void is not strong. It needs to have wood contact. So that leg there is actually not too bad. It's at least intact. Okay, but I'm going to show you the leg that it came off of here and what this screw right here is all about. So let's go over here. So here's the leg right here. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to repair it, just to kind of give you some insight into how things are done. At least I think so. So these are the various pieces right here. And these are the glue shoes that I cut and made so I can have a surface and clamp that together. But what happened here was this went down here and this went right here. Okay. And this was not cracked yet. I don't believe. I don't even know that this one was. Maybe it was. I don't think it was. Anyway, they didn't get a good glue thing in here, and it wasn't holding onto the table, and so it provided leverage and tried to break it off. So then it got a loose leg. So what do? They take a honking screw and push it right in that hole right there. Right there. Right in the face of the finished part. Okay? With the big old honking head on it. That's like a bull in a china shop. And what they did was, when they put that in there, they thought that would hold it. Well, it would hold a little bit, but it won't hold enough. And what happened was, they busted this off when they ran that through there. It was enough leverage on that head then to pop that top off and then broke that off. So anyway, don't be putting screws in your furniture like that. If you're going to do it, put some thought into it. Anyway, and that's called engineering. So I'm going to glue these together, and I cut these out here because I need a way to glue this like this. Like if you pull it like this, all you're going to do is shift all the parts down. So it needs to be pulled pretty much, almost really, actually square with the break here. But I think I can get by with putting a little bit of angle on it, so that way I can capture the top here and the bottom down here. So I cut these out of some scrap wood that I had, just laid them on there and then traced them out and cut them out. So I have it there. And I had to screw that one on the bottom right there so it will hold and not slip off, because otherwise it would slip off. I'm going to put glue on there, and it's important that all these pieces fit back together. Like right here, I'm going to have to kind of pry that out and get some glue underneath that. Thankfully, though, they didn't put glue on this, because what happens is people put glue on these surfaces and they don't get a good tight fit, and that glue dries up, and they think just the glue, slathered up in there is going to hold it, but it won't. That wood needs to be touching. It needs to be bonding. That's how the wood glue actually works. So if they glue this up sloppily and they have wood glue chunks all over it, like after it's dried, you can't clean that off to make that fit against that, because that's a lot like a key, the way it fits together. So thankfully it's a clean break, and I can put it back together, and you will see minimal of it. Then you'll still see their honking screw head. But at least, you'll see minimal of it here. I got an idea how to reinforce this, but I'll do that later. I might laminate a piece of mahogany on the side of it, because this is not the prettiest side right here. It's not the prettiest wood, and I can do some ornamentation of actual mahogany, which is what they tried to make this look like originally from the factory. And I can orient the grain so it makes this right here strong, you know. So maybe we can avoid some of these breaks later on. Anyways, hot rod. Whoop! Got a hand over here in the woodshed. Peace out, y'all. Get out there and do something.